Next topic is our DML command. So previously we have been thought about something called DDL command, that is data definition language. In that we have been come across something called create table, then altering of table, then we have gone with something called drop table. Then I told that for a meanwhile we will be stopped for this particular called truncate, because once we go with an inserting of command, that means we learn about the DDL command, then we'll know the importance of the truncate. So we have been using these three DML commands. We started creating the table, altering the table, dropping the table. That is, we have been given the definition for the structure. So with the help of this particular DDL command, we have created the structure. So we have created the structure with using a data definition language. Now we have been create the structure like this. The structure is like this, where we have something called table name. So if you say an example of your create one, so if the help of this, if you see, if you don't, those are forgot to attend the class or there's a miss the class, for them again, just I'm telling you. So I showed you that lively that one. Now I'll be showing this one in a theoretical manner. So we are using something called create. Then I said table. Then the name of the table name student. Then I say ID. Then we have seen integer of data type of size 5 or 10. Then we have seen something called name. Then we have given something called character for this size of 25. Like this, we have created one structure. So with the help of this, in our PHP, with this particular tool, we started our MySQL software, and we use this particular command we executed. So we have seen the output of this. So how the structure is there, the structure has been created like this. We have something called ID and we have something called name. Now like this, we created one empty structure with the help of DDL command. So with the help of DDL command, we have created this particular structure. So if you want to add any new column, so with the help of the alter command, we try to add the new column to this, say contact number. If you don't want, or if you don't want this particular structure, we'll going to delete this one. So if I don't want this structure, I'll be using this particular drop command. I have been remove this structure. So this is what we have learned with the help of DDL commands. Now today's target is we want to insert the records over here. So whatever the data we collected, I want to fill this particular structure with records. So I want to fill this. So in order to fill this, we call this is what in our DBMS terminology, record. So I want to create a record. So or I want to add some records over here. That means the structure is empty now. I want to fill with some records. So in our terminology, in DBMS terminology, we call this as a tuples also. Okay, right? So I want to add some records in the empty structure. So for that, the DDL command will going to help us, because if the structure is there, then only I can go with filling of records. If there is no structure, I cannot fill any records over here. So the DDL command helped me to create this structure. Now the DML, that is data manipulation language. So it is data manipulation language. Now this is going to help me to add the records into my existing structure. So now the structure is going to fill with this. So now we're calling this structure as a table. So we call this structure as a table. Now the table is empty. Now I have to fill with this using records. So how I'll be filling this using a DML command, that is data manipulation language. So I'm trying to manipulate the particular structure with some of our commands. So what are the DML commands we have been having? So I have been given in the beginning in that. So what are this? So that is your insert, then update, then delete. So these are the three DML commands which is going to help me to do the operations on the structure. What kind of operation? By adding a new records, modifying the records, erasing the records. adding a records, modifying the records, erasing the records. If you see here, creating the structure, modify the structure, delete the structure. It is DDL. So based on the structure level operations. Now here, inside the structure, we are going to do some operation into the structure. So what I'm doing first I'll take the something called insert. Now what is this kind of command? It's a DML command, that is data manipulation language. The first command is insert. Now what it's going to do? It is going to add the records. Add a new records. Add a new records. So if I want to add any new records with the help of insert command, which has been taken from the data manipulation language, we are going to add it. Now what is the basic syntax for this? Now the syntax are of two types, type 1, type 2. Now what is the first type and first two? The second type. See, the scenario is like this. I want to fill the records. So I want to fill the records like this. So I want to say X, Y, M, N, okay, something like this. This is how I'm filling one by one. So if I want to insert the records one by one, I'll go for the type record. Now I want to insert bulk of records. At a time, I want to insert 10 records, or at a time, I want to insert 20 records. Now, what is the advantage in first and second is, in the first, we have to type the syntax for every time. For in the first one, we are typing the syntax every time. So typing the syntax or the command, or what you call as an SQL command, for every record, every time we have to type. So every time we have to type this syntax every time. So each and every time. So if I want to insert this particular row, I have to type the command. If I want to insert this, I have to type the command. If I want to type the another one, I have to type this one. When I go for the second one, I will write only once. So I'll write once, use many times. Okay, use many times. So that is one type 1 and this is type 2. So how the type 1 syntax will be there, how the type 2 syntax is there, please watch carefully. So the syntax I'm writing over here, the basic syntax of your insert command. So what is the syntax? So what I am telling, what is the purpose of the syntax? The syntax says I want to add the record. So add the record in what? Say here, this is my structure. So I want to add the record. So what is the name of the table? It is a student table. So I want to add a record to the student table. So the name itself, the syntax itself is going to tell me that I want to add it. How many records? One record, two records. That's depend upon the type 1 and type 2 syntax. So I'll say the type 1 syntax. So the syntax is insert. Where I want to insert? I want to insert into this. So I'm saying into. So here I have to say insert into what? Name of the table name. So table name. So insert into table name. Then what do you want to insert? Some content. So here we are saying content as values. Insert into the table name, then values, followed by the information. Whatever the values you want till n. So depending upon your columns, I'll be adding the records. So what is the syntax here? Syntax is insert into table name, that is table name, and values. So these are the keywords. So here this is a keyword, this is a keyword. Just only changing is what? Table name is changing. And here you are writing the records. Now, how will be example? I'll be saying something called as an example. The example is something like this. Insert into, what is the table name? Our table name is, which we have created, student, open the brackets, close the bracket. Now, what is our first structure? So remember the structure. So what is our structure? Our table structure is what is having, we have something called ID. That is structure is nothing but the attributes or the properties of the table. Okay, so we have been telling about this one since beginning of the classes. So I'm talking about the entities, attributes, or properties, characters, object. These are the words we have been gone through. So here you can see the same concept. So the theoretically we are writing in a programmatical. So that was the theory we learned. Now we are learning the program for this. So what is this ID? It's an attribute of student. That means it is a one of the column of the students. So column, one of the column of the student table. So we have ID, or we have something called roll number is there. So then we have something called name. Then we have address. So we have three columns. Assume that there are three columns for this particular table. So we have three columns. So we have three columns. So what is the first one? Roll number. So I have to specify my roll number over here. So 101004 501 1008, something like this. So this is my roll number. Then name I am saying. So when I'm saying name, it should be enclosed in single quotes. This you have to remember. When I'm talking about the numbers, I have not enclosed anything in the quotes. But when I'm talking about the character, because our structure says character. So if you see this one, when I'm saying create table student, when I'm saying ID, it is accepting numbers. When I'm saying name, it is accepting characters. So when I'm writing about the characters, so because this is going to take only alphabets. So when I'm going for the alphabets, you should be very careful that alphabet should be enclosed in single quotes. Okay, not double quotes. It is only enclosed in a single quote. So numbers, so you have to write normally, but when you come into the characters, whether it's a date or time or characters or address, whatever it is, except numbers, that should be enclosed in a single quotes. So here I'll be writing in a single quotes, say my name is something called XYZ. Then what is the next one? I have an address. So I have again address is in a character. So I'll be saying in single quotes, Hyderabad. Now finish. So this is how I'll be inserting the record in this. So why my first record has been got inserted. So this is my table. So this is my table. This is my table. We have something called ID. Then we have something called name. Then we have another called address. So with the help of this particular DML command, that is data manipulation language, we have used something called insert command, and I'm trying to insert one record. So what is the record I inserted? So I inserted something called 100450110008. Name is XYZ and he is from Hyderabad. Now this is how I'll be going to get the record. So first record has been inserted like this. Now suppose if I want to go for another record, then again I have to type this one. So I'll be typing like this again. So insert into student, then roll number is 1009, something like this. The name is Nutan, then he's from Warangal. Then close it. Then again my record will be inserted like this. So 1009, name is Nutan, and her name is from Warangal. So like this, whenever I want to insert a new one, see, I am trying over here. So the previous the structure was empty. So the structure, if you see the previous one, the structure was empty. Why? Because empty, because the DDL command is going to help me to create the structure for me. So the structure has been created like this with the help of DDL command using create command. Now once I created this, now I'm trying to fill the records with this. That means the structure which is now, previous it was empty, now I'm trying to fill with the records. So for that I'm going with the DML command. So the second DML SQL command is DML. So in that first command is what? Your insert. So with the help of insert, I'm trying to add a new record. It is only about the new record. I'm talking about the new record. So when you want to go for the, inserting another record, then again I have to type this. If I want another record, again I have to type. Now this is the type 1 syntax of inserts. So type 1 is what is say, every time you are inserting the record, every time I have to write the your command. So here see, I have written 2 times because 2 times I insert the record 2 times. So if I write 100 times, I have to write 100 times the same command. So full command I have to write. Full command I have to write, and all the columns has to be record must. That means if you think that all records are mandatory and all the records has to be entered by you. Then I'll be going with this like this. I'll be going like this. Now if I want bulk, I don't want to repeat this. I don't want to repeat this entire thing every time. Okay, I don't want to repeat this. Just I want to enter the value. So it will be asking like enter the name, enter the roll number, and enter the address. It should ask me, and I have to enter only this one. Now in that case, I'll be going for the second syntax. What is that second syntax? So here, insert into, then you have something called student, that is name of the table name. So table name, then have to say something called values. Then I have to specify the each and every column with ampersand. So I'll be using the wild character, something called I, the ampersand symbol, the and symbol, and I'll be saying ID. This is what ID is, what attribute name. Then again I'll be saying something called, so here in order to understand the concept I'm telling over here. So I'll be saying here, instead of ID, I'll be saying here I data type. So I'll be saying ampersand with something called data type, or I'll be saying field. Okay, I had to use something called field. So with the help of insert into the table name, values, followed by the field name, followed by the field name. So this is a general syntax where I have to go with the syntax name followed by the structure, that is name of the structure, and the values. So how it will be? Say example, I'll be saying insert. So do you remember what is the structure name? So my structure name is student. So insert into, name of the student table is what? Student. Yes, ma'am.
normal Jio Wi-Fi, అదే కదా ఇది Jio Wi-Fi. Online you can
చేయొచ్చు అన్నాడా?
So insert into student, then I'll be saying the values. Now what is the data type? My first data type is, if you remember, my structure data type is ID. So I'll be saying ampersand ID. The next data type or next field of my table is what? Name. So again I'll be saying ampersand name. But what is this name? Whether it's integer or a character, this is an integer, so we are not writing anything over here. But when you are going for the characters, as I told in the example, so here this is a previous example where I'm writing for the number, I have not given any quotes, but when I'm going for the characters, I'm specifying in the single quotes. So here also we have to specify this in a single quote. So insert into the table name, that is our table name is student, followed by values. Then it have the column. So column name is ID and name. But what I'm doing to coming to the previous syntax and this syntax, if you see the previous syntax, directly I'm specifying the values. Here I'm giving the your roll number, I'm giving the name and my address. But when coming over here, I'm giving the field name. Now what is the advantage of this? This makes saying the sense about the me, that it says that instead of
Sir, video is not clear, sir.
now, today I didn't went to my home because I was in the college and I don't have the facilities over here. Once I reach the home, then only I can do that one. Okay. Now is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in the previous syntax, directly I'm writing the record. So I have the some records I'm directly entering. So I have roll number, name, and this one. So every time what I am doing, it has been become a tedious job for me, that if I have a record, I have to write the every time the syntax. So the syntax I'm writing every time for each and every record. So if I want to go for third record, again I have to write. If I want to go for fifth record, again I have to write this entire thing. But what is the advantage of coming to the first syntax? Here I'm writing the field name, so that next time it will not ask me to enter the syntax. It will not ask me to enter the syntax. Simply it will be asking me to enter the directly values. So now what I'll do, I'll be writing 10 0, 1. And name I'll be saying something called Raja. That's it. My record will be added here. So my record will be added something like 1001. Then I'll be saying something called Raja. Now again, what I'll do, again, I'll not execute this. It will be ready for me to accept some value. So that means I'll be writing another value 1002 Ravi. Then again, I'll be, and my record will be entered like this. So what is happening from here to here? So if you see the previous syntax and this syntax, here every time I'm writing the syntax for each and every record, I'm writing this. So I have to write insert into student, then the values, I have to pass the values like this. But when I'm going over here, I know not to write it because only one time I'll write it. That is what the type 2 syntax. So type 1 is right. So what is happening over here? Every time I have write the syntax, every time I have write the command. But in the second type, write only once, use many times. So how I'm using? Simply I'll write the one time the code. Here I'm using that small technique is that instead of writing the field name, that is the data, I'll be writing the field names. So I'm writing the field names. So previously here I'm writing directly the data. Now I change my mind that because why I'm doing like this, because I want to insert bulk of records. I don't want to write every time because it is a tedious job for me. Because if it 1 or 2 records are there, I can do that. I can write the command and I can learn it. But the thing is, what is happening over here? I have bulk of data. I have to upload the data near about 100 records. So for 100 times, I will not write the syntax. So what I'll do, I'll go like this. So insert into the syntax followed by the field name. And what is the followed by the field name? We are using some special character called ampersand. So I will be using the ampersand followed by the field name. Followed by the field name. Now this is only the slight change to compare into the previous syntax and the present syntax. So this has special characters. What is the special character going to do? It will go every time, it will be input, so that it will wait for my keyboard. So it will wait for my input one, that it is ready for to accept the values. Now previous it was not happened like this. So as we see in the previous case, it is not happened like this. In the second case, you can see that simply it will be waiting for me to enter the values. So every time I'll be entering the values like this. So no need to remember the syntax also. One time I'll write it, many time I'll use it. This is how your insert command will going to work out. So this is the two flavors of your insert. So one is that if I want to enter the records, every time I have to write the syntax. The second flavor is that write once, may use many times. Now, in this, we have some more things. In our insert command, we have some more things. So scenario will be demand. So depending upon the scenario. So I have given the example of your structure. So this is my structure. So you remember the structure once again. So what are the structure we have? One is ID is there. We have a name and we have an address. So three things we have, three columns we have. And name of the structure is student. Now I have a roll number. I have a name. Just hold on. Sorry, ma. My mobile is out of charge. Just 2 minutes, you give me. వైర్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుంది ఇదేమో అందదు వైర్ అనేది అందదు ఇబ్బంది పెట్టండి లైట్ దీని పడదు అట్లా Yeah. So if you remember, I have a structure called student ID, name, and address. So with the previous command, what you have seen that I have been able to
Sir,
insert
little bit louder, sir.
previously what we have done, we have been inserting the records like this. So I'm inserting the records using the first command. Say first record has been inserted, so I type the command. Then again I want to insert the record, again I type the command. Then I realized that okay, I don't want to do like this every time I'm typing the command, so I went for the second option. So what is the second option? Bulk records I want to insert, so I'm inserting the bulk records like this. So that is a type 2. So in this there is a scenario. The scenario says that right now I don't have an address. The student will come, sir, I don't have an address. Say that, sir, right now I'm shifting. I have only the temporary address, or I don't have permanent address, what you are asking. So right now I don't want to, or I am not willing to give the address right now. Okay. So due to some reason, I don't want to enter the records, or the student is not willing to enter the records. So for that reason, can you cancel the admission of the student? So we'll not cancel the admission of the student. We'll say that we'll give the excuse that, okay, once you get your Aadhaar number or address or the permanent address, you try to furnish this. So meanwhile, I'll accept your name and the ID. That means I'll give the ID number to you. So in this case, what I have to do? So, or suppose I have another column. I have something called the column called contact. So we have something called contact number is there. Or I have something called Aadhaar number. Like this, we have two more columns. So he will be giving the temporary. So I have the number. So I'll be saying I have the number. So I have the number. I have the name. Even I'll be giving my neighbor's address, but I don't have a contact number because I don't have purchased the mobile or a new mobile number. Or so due to some reasons, some of the data you are not having. So for that purpose, I cannot put your file aside. So what is my intention is that I don't want to put the file aside, because I have been given the assigned the work that today's job is you have to enter 100 records. So 100 records means I should have entered 100 records. So you cannot say that, sir, due to some reason, this person doesn't have the contact number, this person doesn't have the address, this person not given the Aadhaar number, I didn't enter. It should not like that. So you should say that you have to convince your boss or the higher authority, sir, I have done so as the work. Because of this so and so people, this work has been got pending. Okay, they have been got excuse, or they have been given the representation that later on they're going to update the record. That means few of the records which you have been left out to you, that has to be updated. So in that case, the insert, that is, it's not up, I'm not talking about the fill the gaps. I'm not talking about the filling the gaps. I'm talking about that I have a data, a new record is there, but with few of the columns are missing. Adding the new records, but with few columns. So what is the criteria? I want to add a new record with few columns. This is my criteria. This is my criteria. What is the first criteria says? My criteria is inserting the record. How the what is it going to do? It is adding. What it is adding? A new record. So with the help of insert command, I can add the new record. But in the adding of new records, whatever the new records you are finding, those records, some of the columns you don't have a data. So I cannot keep the files aside. That is what my intention. So how I'll be doing this one? So I have to say to my insert command. So I want to say insert command. What I want to insert? I want to insert into my table name. So this is my table name. Then to the command itself, I have to first only I have to inform this the command prompt. I have to give the instruction to this person that I don't have some columns. Please adjust it, or whatever I'm trying to do, you only accept those things. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I'll be saying here the column name. So prior information I have to give. So I have to give the prior information that I am going to insert the ID. I'm going to insert the name, and I am going to insert the address. Later on, I will be inserting the what? Your contact and other. So this person, so and so X person doesn't have the contact number and either other number. Just I'm accepting only 3 columns of that person. So how many columns you are accepting? I have to give the instruction to the insert command that in future, don't object me while trying to insert the records. What is the first command? It says the syntax of the first, if you remember this one here, if you see this particular option, if you remember this one, what it is doing, I have a 3 columns. I am compulsory giving the 3 values. Roll number I am giving, name I am giving, and address I am giving. I am giving the 3 things, which is mandatory for me. Because if I'm using this command, these columns should be compulsory. I have to give the values with the help of this command. But what I'm doing now, I want to avoid the few columns. Why I'm avoiding the few columns? Because I don't have a data. So what data I don't have here? I don't have a contact number. I don't have a other number. So here I'm doing like this. Then followed by values. So see slight change to the previous syntax. Previously, I'm saying insert into table name. Directly I'm saying values. Now what I'm doing now? I'm saying that I have only few information. Maybe you don't have an address, so you can skip that. So I have only ID and name. I have something called ID, name, contact number. I don't have an address, so you can skip that. So so for that skipping the columns, I have to inform this particular command that I am trying to insert only few columns. Okay, so here I'll be saying the values. Then here I'll be writing something called 201 Rajesh. Then his address is from Delhi. That's it. So now it will be accept my 3 records. Now same thing again I'll be doing for the another one. So what I'll do over here, say insert into name. What is my table name? Student. Then I'll be saying ID. Now this time I'll be saying name. I don't have an address. I have only the contact number. Contact number. Then I'll be saying values. Values. Then I'll be accepting the values. What is the values I am accepting now? ID is something called 202. Name is Ramesh. Then contact number is 2343, something like this. So this time what I'm doing, I'm trying to give the phone number. Now if you see here, I have given the address. So the Rajesh is the person who is having the phone number. Okay. Ramesh is the person who is having phone number. Sorry. Ramesh is the person who is having the phone number. Rajesh is the person who is having the address. He doesn't have the phone number. So Like this, we may have the different scenarios. So we, depending upon the scenario, we are trying to write the so our syntax is changing like this. So the fixed standard is, our fixed syntax is what? If you remember, fixed syntax is, this is our fixed syntax. Insert into table name values followed by the column names. So here I'll be writing the n number of columns. So I'll be writing n number of columns like this. So when I'm doing like this, so we have the syntax saying that whether you want to insert few records, whether you want to insert bulk records. So if you are going for the bulk records or few columns. So based upon like this, our syntax will change. So we have seen the 3 different flavors of insert command. So what is the main task of the insert? If I want to go for the new records, that is what I am to tell again, and I'm telling you, when I'm going for the adding of new records, when the new person is coming, I want to add a record, a new record, then I'll be using the syntax of my command called DML. So this is from DML command. So insert is taken from the data manipulation language. So from the data manipulation language, we have something called insert command, which is going to add a new record into my table. Okay, the table is existed because we have already used the DDL command, that is data definition language command we have used to create the structure. So assuming that the structure is available for us, so structure is ready. Now our duty is to add the records. So your boss has, or your boss or your teacher or somebody has given the assignment to you that to fill the records. So when I'm trying to fill the records, I had to use the command called insert, and insert has the 3 different flavors or flavors. The flavor 1 is saying that if I want to insert, that means if you have full data, if you have an ID, name, address, contact, and your address or the Aadhaar number of the student, then you go for the first type of insert record, insert command. If you have only few columns, so say I have an ID, I have a name, I have a contact or other, that means few columns are missing. So I want to go for the third option. If you want to go for the bulk options, that is hundreds of records are there. So 100 times I will not repeat the syntax. So to avoid 100 times the syntax, I'll be using the special character called ampersand. So ampersand symbol will going to help me. This symbol will going to help me to insert the record from my input keyboard. So it will going for me to wait. So you have to enter the record. So I'll be entering the records in this fashion. Okay, instead of writing the entire syntax and again, in order to avoid the syntax, I'm going for the second type of syntax we're using, where I'm using the ampersand. So with the help of insert command, so our DDL command, the first insert DDL command says that I want to insert the record. So this is my first record, the first command of my data manipulation language, which is going to say that to insert the record. Okay, any doubt regarding this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So now we'll go to the second command. What is the second command is? Update.
Update.
Okay. Now what the update is going to do? Now we'll see this one. So if you see this, remember this one, what I'm doing over here, I'm adding a new record. When I'm saying adding a new record, with the help of insert command I'm doing. Now in this case, what we have done, if you remember the case here I have entered the name, address. Here I have entered the name and contact number. That means some gaps were left over. So here we have leaving. So because I don't have a data, after a couple of days, the student coming, sir, right now I have a contact number and you are been asking about my Aadhaar number. So at that time I'm unable to give. Now I have an Aadhaar number and I have a contact number. Can I update it? Can I add those records? So it is not a new record. It's not a new record. That means already data is there. Now you are trying to fill the gaps which has been kept empty. That is one case. Or you say that, sir, I have an address. Some people are coming. So here he is the person. Who is this person? Rajesh. He's from Delhi. So now he says, sir, I have shifted my home from Delhi to Hyderabad. Can you change my address? So I should be very flexible to change his address. So what our command update will going to do? Insert is for new record. What the update is going to do? Updates will going to modify the records. Okay, that means if I want to change my name, sir, my name is mistakenly by typing mistake, or my name has been got changed, or due to some circumstances I have been changing my name. So I want to change my name, or I want to add the new details to my existing one. So I have the contact number. So either it is empty, or you have by mistake it has been got wrong or spelled is wrong. That is, my name has been got spelled wrong, or it is not as per the records, SSC record. So I want to change the things. So there are some spelling mistakes are there in my address, or I have given the wrong address, or at that time I have given the temporary address. That means these all things, whatever things you are saying, I want need to be done with my command. So what is the command which is going to do such kind of criteria? So whatever things you want to do, I want to do some changes. So I want to do some changes. So when I want to do any changes to the structure, so if I say my structure is this one, so here we have 4 columns. So one is ID, one is name, one is address, and I have something called contact. So there is one person, 1, 2, 3. He is having the name called XYZ. Then here I have not given the address. Here I have given the address. This person has not given the address. This person has given the contact number. This person has not given the contact number. This person has given the contact number. Something like this. Okay. Now I want to fill this gap. Whatever the gaps that are being kept empty, I want to fill this. This is one. Secondly, my name is wrong. I want to do that one. So first one is filling of gaps. Second one is changing the old data. So I want to do the old data, or something like I want to do some calculation part. So I want to do some calculation part. Say I have a column called salary. This person has a salary as a column. So today's salary is 3,000. Okay, these people has the salary of 3,000. So tomorrow I'll be saying, based upon the year of experience, this person has got 15% hack, this person has got 10% hack, this person has got 12% hack. So like this, we have different types of. So that means I want to modify this one. So to 3,000 to 5,000, I want to make it. This 3,000 should make to 5,500, and this person has to make this to 4,500, something like that. So I have some conditions. So already data is there. I want to do some operations on that. That means I want to calculate, or say something like you are withdrawing the amount. So right now the current balance is your 3,000 and you are withdrawing. So you are doing some manipulation to that. So whatever the data, so the definition of the DML. So if you remember the name of the DML, data manipulation language. So I am trying to manipulate each. So I want to do some changes. So if I want to do any changes to my existing data. So this is your old data. So when it is a new data, I'm using insert command. Again, I'm telling, when you are going for the new data, insert command. If it is old data, I want to do some changes. Then I'll use the command called update. So what is the command? Update. So with the help of update command, I'll try to manipulate my existing old data to a new one. So I want to do some changes to the existing data. So this is how I'll be doing. So update is a command which is going to do some changes to the table. So the syntax of the update is, definition of that update is, it's a DML command. First you are right, this is a DML command, that is data manipulation language, which is going to help to change the data to the existing one. So the whatever the data, that means the old data is there, assuming that there is some data. So data is there, I want to do some changes. That is what the update will go. So what is the syntax for this? So name itself is says update. So I'll be having something called update, then followed by table, then table name, update table name, set. Now here I had to use the keyword called set. For every syntax you have been finding new keys. So I'm using something called set, because I want to set this, I want to fix this, I want to set this, I want to set this, I want to set this. So I had to use something called set. Set the column name, that is your field name. So your field name, or we call as a column name, whichever you flexible, you can remember, you can write it. So we call as a field name or a column name. Update table, table name, set field name or column name, right? So we have some set where then followed by values is equal to a new value. So old value has been going to change within a new value. So new value followed by the new value. And we have something called optional. We called an optional called where condition. We have now when I'm putting this in a square brackets. So if I'm putting this particular brackets, if I'm putting this particular brackets, it is said that it is optional. That means you can omit this one. But while writing the in exam, you have to show this on all these things. So when you are writing in the exam, you have to write this entire syntax: update table, table name, set field name or column name, followed by the value and the tail. We call this as a tail. Now the tail is optional. The tail part is optional. Why optional? Because the criteria demands. The criteria demands that I want to change only this. I want to change only this. I want to only change only this. So when I'm saying particular only this, then I go for where condition. Remember, this syntax is very important. When I'm saying only for this person, because this data is empty, only this particular data is empty. So that's why this person has came. I want to update my roll number or contact number, something like that. So when I want to go for the particular record, only one person is coming, I want to change it. Then I'll go for where condition. So with the help of where condition, I'll be going to furnish only that particular person will be got changes. But when I'm saying that if I want for all the peoples, I want to do for all the peoples, changes to done for all the peoples, say results or percentage or something like that. So when I'm doing for all the people, then I'll not write this where option because this will be option. So that is what the option means. So depending upon the criteria condition, I'll be using this. Otherwise, if it is applicable for all, I'll be using this one. But if it is applicable for only few, then I'll be using for this. Say example. Now example is over here. So this person, he was his name to be changed. This person name has to be changed from X to YY. Okay, I want to change this to YYZ. So I want to change this one. So he came to me and he wants to change it. So how I'll be doing this one? So the condition I'm saying. So here I'll be writing something called update. What is my table name? It is table name is student. Update table student. I use the keyword called set. What do you want to set? I want to set the name. Set the name. Okay. His name is what? Previously it was X. Now I want YYZ. So this is the new name I'm giving. Is this name for all or for one person? So this name is for only for one person. Then I have to use the criteria. So I have to use the criteria saying that where roll number or I'll say ID, because here in the case we have something called column name is ID. So I have to say ID is equal to 1. So for the one person, the roll number 1 or the ID number 1, his name will be changed like this. So how I'm writing? Update table student set. What I'm setting? That particular value which you are thinking that to change. So to whomever you want to change, you just write that particular column name followed by the new value. And if the value is applicable for all, then don't write the where condition. If it's only for that particular person, only for single person or 2 or 3 persons, if it is unapplicable, then based upon that condition, I'll be using this tail. We call this is a tail. So what is the tail I'm adding? Where ID equal to 1. So what happens? Now the value of 1. So roll number 1, previously his name was X. Now it has been going to come as YYZ. How it has been happened? Because with the help of update. So this is what the update will go into. So new, when I'm saying new record, with the help of insert, a new record will be added. So here it will be added. Here it will be added. Here it will be after. Like this, with the help of insert command, my record will be added. But what the update will going to do? wherever it go, you are pointing, wherever you are pointing that particular column or the particular field, that particular data will be going to change. So how I am doing? With the help of update command. Any doubt regarding this?
No, sir.
Yes, students? So
No, sir.
this is about your update command. Okay, so practically we'll see this in the tomorrow's class. Okay, so I'll be stopping the class over here, then we'll see that class tomorrow. And as per the information as you already got, and maybe your CR has been taught you, that from tomorrow onwards we'll be having separate batches, and the timings will be from 4 to 5 for the A section and 5 to 6 for the B section. Okay, right, ma, thank you.